Welcome to another episode of City of Rats. It's your boy Kunal, it's your boy Dennis, it's your boy Bruce. Man, we're back. I know. Sorry we've been delayed in terms of...
You know what? Life happens.
Yeah, what happened with your life?
Everything's falling apart.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It all started, I went down to Florida for get my first commercial airline flying gig.
Yeah.
And you know I'm not great at flying?
No.
So we're talking...
I'm going to be honest. So basically, I got this gig for Dennis through Joel.
Why you gotta?
What?
I got this gig for Dennis.
What do you mean?
Why
I
you
can't
gotta
say
big
that?
brother me?
I can't say that?
You can. What?
Okay.
Do you have to tell the truth?
All right. A magical gig appeared at Dennis's doorstep.
Dennis is... I don't even know how I would get it. Yeah,
Dennis's social presence caused him to get this gig. So this gig that I'd gotten for Dennis, it was for him to go down to Florida, and it's a one-nighter.
Tampa.
Yeah, it's a quick flip.
Half hour from the airport,
Exactly.
a quick flip. Exactly.
Yes, right.
I'm in and out less than 24 hours in Florida.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And you walk away with some fine money.
I mean, yeah.
It's not bad.
I'm very happy with it.
Yes.
I was happy to take the gig.
Right.
I didn't just take it so I could be like, I'm getting flown to Florida for comedy.
Of course,
like, look at me. Things.
Yeah.
You know, I took it because, good money. I was happy overall.
You want to know why I got you the gig?
Because you didn't want it?
No.
Why?
I've already done it. It was great.
Right.
The reason why...
It was great. I crushed.
Yeah, it was actually really solid. It was a good set. The reasoning behind it was because the thought of you being in a plane seat was so funny to me that I thought that's a good enough reason to put you in this gig.
This is maybe half as uncomfortable as being in a plane seat. And you know I always feel uncomfortable sitting in a wooden chair next to you.
Sure,
I feel like I'm in a school chair, you know?
Yeah, of course. I'm kind of done looking at the cameras. I just want to look like...
You want to look at me?
Yeah, I'm just going to look at you, buddy. We'll get this going.
Let's not even talk. Let's just stare into each other's eyes.
This is what the viewers really wanted.
This is the Suicide Pact podcast, everybody.
Yeah.
One more episode to go. I felt so bad for the people sitting next to me. So on the way there, check it out. I booked the flights myself.
Right.
And for some reason, I thought, let me get there real early. Mm-hmm. This way, if there is a problem, because I don't fly often. So in my head, you hear horror stories. I was on the tarmac for 2 hours. I got delayed 3 times.
They deplaned the plane.
Yeah,
You know what's crazy, though? It's just like you hear the horror stories, but think of the countless millions of people that get on a plane, go to their destination, arrive there on time, and that's it.
No problems, no delays. You never hear about those people.
No, right.
And I think about that. I would think about that, be like, this is such a common form of transportation. It's so safe.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone throws at you when you tell them you're an anxious flyer.
Yeah.
It's the safest form of travel. It happens.
Right,
it's like, but if I get into a car accident, it's like I'll get thrown from a car. I'm a big guy. I'm probably not even going to make it out through the windshield.
You're not going to be thrown.
I'm just going to hit the windshield like completely horizontally.
Yeah. You're stuck behind the windshield?
Yeah, I'm just wedged in between the windshield and dash. They got to get the jaws of life to get me out. The coolest of all the tools.
In terms of names, yeah, there's nothing else.
The jaws of life sounds like a wrestler.
Jaws of life, and you know what's real far back? Monkey wrench.
Monkey wrench? Why are you doing this? Why are you leading us to these traps?
What do you mean?
I'm not going to riff on monkey wrench over here.
I'm not expecting you to. I just thought we would be okay with the fact that Jaws of Life is a clear-cut winner and Monkey Wrench is real far back.
Monkey Wrench, great song by the Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all you want to say about Monkey Wrench?
That's all that comes to mind.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, come on.
So, go on.
So, people always remind you that about flying.
Yes.
But still, if anything goes wrong in the air.
If a plane crashes, and let's say for some odd you get anything, you falling into out of the plane is instant death.
I thought you were going to say is hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm like, but in the moment.
Yeah, I mean.
Tragedy plus time. You're forgetting the time aspect of comedy.
Yeah,
you know
of course.
And then for some reason, too, I swear to Christ, the whole week leading up to the gig, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on Reddit, all these horrible plane things keep coming up. And I'm like, how well does the algorithm know me?
Right.
But they're doing it the other way. They should be telling me things like, people fly every day. Delta Airlines. Like, trust your life in our hands. Delta Airlines.
Instead, it's like the thing from that movie, people die every day, yo.
Yeah, it's like...
But it's a plane meme instead. Yo, that's crazy because usually if you talk about shit that you're thinking about buying, they'll send you a bunch of ads.
Yes.
But in this situation, they're literally they're trying to stoke your fear.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why would they do that? There's no money in stoking my fear. You're going to get more money off me flying on the plane.
Well, the money's already spent.
Yeah, but they have free refund till the day before, I think.
That's so interesting. There is no money in stoking your... You know what there is, though?
Not that fear. Other fears there are.
You check more... You're more likely to check your phone for more of it. You see
that's
you
true.
See what I'm saying? Because the fear will cause you to look at more videos and more stuff. That's
true,
why.
And ultimately more advertisements.
Exactly. So there's a reasoning for what they're
doing.
And
these range from just videos of bad turbulence and, you see people taking out their alcohol from duty free and chugging it and stuff.
Yeah.
I also don't want, forget a plane crash, I don't want to be in the air and just have some psycho bugging out on the plane. I also don't want to be the psycho.
Oh, Mr. Public Freakout has a problem with public freakouts?
I like it on a phone screen. I don't like being in the public freakout.
Of course, I get it. Yeah.
And, other things that are coming up are just like a first-person view of sitting in a plane seat, and you look out the window, and you just see a comet coming from space. Now I got to worry about comets.
Right. Or that scene from Final Destination where they wrestle their way off the plane, and they're like, "What the hell, man? You ruined our vacation!" And then you see the plane explode in the background.
Oh, I never saw that. Wait, was that the first one?
I sent that to you.
A little awkward. All right. But yeah, I got there. I got through it. I felt bad for the people sitting next to me. Because I could tell they would just steal these little glances.
Did you have a window seat or an aisle seat?
Going down, I had an aisle seat, which was good because in my head, I don't know why, but if the plane started really fucking up, I always think like get out into the aisle and just wedge myself, like hands up against the top, and just try to ride it out like it's a mechanical bull.
What do you think? This is a derailed train? It's 30,000 feet in the air,
dude. Think that would help for a derailed train?
I don't know. It certainly would be a little bit better than what you're thinking.
Are you like me when you see a derailed train and you hear people dying? You're like, how?
Yes.
You're like, what?
Yes. Yeah.
Every time off the tracks.
Every time I hear a derailed train, I go, I'd live.
Yeah. Of course you'd live.
Of course. Everyone feels that way.
Put your head between your knees. You cover your head. We know the fucking drill here.
Yeah. You get up on the luggage rack and you hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pull a flight attendant on top of yourself.
Use her as a pillow, as a body
human shield.
What if your plane is crashing and you put a flight attendant in a chokehold to use her as a shield, but not for the right reasons?
Is the plane crash shooting at me? What do you mean I got her by the neck, dodging debris that's being thrown at me?
Yeah, you're like trying to dodge a suitcase coming at you.
Seals are coming at me. I'm on the plane's wing trying
to. It's just a great idea to see that happening.
Yeah. I tried to help myself out, obviously, with a little alcohol going down there.
Wait. You bought?
No. Well, okay. I bought. My brother told me this. I didn't know this. My brother's also an anxious flyer, but he flies maybe a little bit more than me. Those tiny little bottles of liquor they sell?
Nips.
That's what it's for. It's for the fucking plane. You can bring them past security and onto the flight.
Oh, okay.
And they frown on it. They don't want to see you drinking it.
Sure.
But it's a little thing that fits in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
So,
of course.
2 Tito's on the way down.
Nice.
Little nap. Yeah. Did the show. Did an hour.
Wait. Whoa, you're jumping way ahead.
I don't want to gloss over things, but go ahead.
Okay. So wait, you napped on the plane?
No, are you kidding me? No, I tried to start watching a new movie.
What movie?
I forget what it's called. Something about it. It's something golf. It's some golf movie.
Okay,
the Phantom of the Open.
Okay.
Yeah, and I realized about myself. I can't start watching a new movie on a flight. I need something of comfort.
Yes.
I need something of comfort.
100%.
That I know.
Yes.
So on the way down.
Yeah.
Whitest movie ever, but I love this movie.
Sure.
That Thing You Do.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom, boom.
Okay.
Once I started doing that, they really got annoyed with me.
I would watch Avengers.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good comfort movie.
Tiny screen, though. I don't want to watch something too big actiony on a tiny screen.
But I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal.
Plus, there's no great songs in Avengers.
That's true.
Well, there are, but on the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same thing.
Yeah. And then on the way back, I watched The Departed because it was the exact... Like, you could see how much time is left on the plane, like a GPS.
Course.
Great addition to the planes, by the way.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I watched a comedy special because it said I had 48 minutes left. And I was like, let me watch this comedy special.
Exactly.
And it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
And I realized this is the only way I could watch this comedian. Is held hostage.
Held hostage?
Yeah.
You want to name names? No.
Whatever. Who cares?
But I did the same thing on the way back. It was like 2 hours and 40 minutes, the flight on the way back. So I put on The Departed.
Yeah.
I took off to Jack Nicholson saying the N-word.
Yeah.
And I came down to Leo DiCaprio getting popped in the head in the elevator. It was perfect, dude. It was like literally.
It's an extended cut. It's Leo saying the N-word.
Well, he drops an F-bomb there at the end. Not fuck, but the other one.
Oh, yeah, the other one.
Yeah, the one that I'd never say on this podcast. So
yeah, right.
Don't go back to past
don't make me have to edit harder than I want to, all right? It's bad enough getting these episodes out to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been up to the past couple weeks. Doing other stuff as well. What about you? You've been on the road heavy, right?
Yeah.
What's going on out in Middle America?
Well, I mean, was I in Middle America? No. I mean, I went to Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
Oh, that's Middle America.
Yeah, baby.
Sure.
I
love those cities.
They're such good, and they're good cities.
They're good cities. They're good people.
Yeah. People, I just don't understand how anyone. We drove to Menalingon. I was opening for him, so we opened for Tim Meadow at Soul Joel's.
How's his stand-up?
I mean,
he was hilarious in SNL. He was hilarious in movies.
In movies, he was hilarious. He was on the Goldbergs for 10 years.
That show's been around that long?
10
I didn't
seasons.
Even know. Okay.
Yeah. This guy, I'm like, first of all, when he was listing his credits.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Wait. You were you had to bring him up?
I was featuring. So Lingon was hosting.
Okay, Lingon.
Because there's no way in hell I was going to let a Lingon feature of a gig I get him.
What's with this I get everybody gigs thing going on?
I'm not a goddamn... we needed a way to break up the drive.
I know.
You see what I'm saying? So he's headlining Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
I'm kidding.
No, I'm not done. I want him to know because I know he listens.
So you got him how many gigs?
I got him one gig, and it's like he was hosting, I was featuring. It worked out great.
Who do you think's given more gigs to the other person over the years? Him to you or you to him?
I would say we might be equal. I think at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
good
very
answer.
Low.
Very diplomatic.
Yeah, very diplomatic.
After not answering whether Tim Meadows' stand-up was funny.
I'm not done getting to that.
Okay.
What I was gonna say is Tim Meadows' intro was like vastly long,
and he wanted it. Like he said, say this.
He said, say this, and I was like, okay. And I'm like,
how long we talk? Because I had one once. I'll say names.
Yeah, I mean, we're already saying names.
I'll help you out by also dropping.
Okay.
Sherry Shepherd.
Okay.
Gave me about not just
Sherry Shepherd.
She's very famous.
She's on The View?
Yeah, I think she is now, actually.
Yes.
This was before she was on The View. She was still doing stand-up.
Right,
but she gave me, and I'll let you get back to it.
She's a sweetheart.
She was a sweetheart.
That's
she was
the
very
thing,
nice to me. But
yeah.
she gave me like 4 shows she was from.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's okay.
Like,
four's a lot.
Yeah.
But then she goes, and my character from each show was it. So I got to remember your name, the show name, and then some made-up fucking character's name from Nurse Jackie
crazy.
or whatever the
that's
fuck.
Crazy.
You
No,
it was wild.
Yeah, so he said SNL, and then he goes 10 seasons of the Goldbergs.
Cool.
Then he goes Mean Girls. And it's like, come on, dude.
I would put Mean Girls above Goldberg, by the way, Tim Meadows.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm not. The order might be off.
Bruce agrees.
Bruce does agree. Yeah. He was a big fan of Mean Girls.
You do the order wrong. He talks to you. He's like, "Can I speak to you?"
I'm sitting here watching this happen, and I'm just going, "This is way too long."
He's saying this to a Lingon.
Yeah, and I'm just
as a Lingon, just being the super polite, like, "Okay,
Yeah.
Is he writing it down?
He is writing it down, but I'm looking at him, and I can go, "He definitely thinks this is too long."
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then he goes, and now the Mean Girls is coming to Broadway, and I think that's another thing.
Well, that's easy enough to remember because you got the Mean Girls coming to Broadway, 10 seasons of the Goldbergs.
It's crazy town. That's too long. It's too long. It's just what it is. Listen, I'm not arguing whose is longer. Obviously, the character's name and the show is worse.
Oh, I'm not arguing that either.
Okay, cool.
In my head, I'm thinking how fun of a game it would be to be like secret headliner, and then you just keep saying...
Keep listing the thing?
Until someone's like... Is that Tim Meadows? And finally he's like, hey.
Yeah. Well, at this point, I think everyone bought tickets to see him.
No, I know.
So at this point, I get it. But it would be a fun game to play.
But isn't that another good point? Tim, buddy, Mr. Meadows.
Yeah.
They bought tickets to see you.
450 people are here.
They love you. They know who you are. You don't need to remind them of every little...
None of this is necessary. And this is the other thing, too, is then he's going on about that. But this is the realness of it all.
Give me the realness.
The realness is this.
The really realness?
The real. Okay? We're talking, man's done SNL for, let's just say 20 years.
Real.
Yeah. The Real. In France, it's Real.
And Francois, El Real. El Real Royale.
Yeah. And in Korea, it's Lier.
In North Korea, it's...
So, all right. The point is, so where was I on this?
He's writing it down. You're giving him the look.
Yeah. So, but this is the kind of like the realness of it all. It's like, dude, they're coming to see you.
Yeah.
Right. But he's the 20 years in SNL. 10 years at the Goldberg.
He was on SNL for 20 years?
I'm assuming.
Okay.
Let's just say 20.
All right.
Or maybe 15. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
at least 10.
I think Kenan Thompson is up to like 15, and he's the all-time high.
Right,
so I think, probably around 10 for Tim. I bet he's around 10.
Let's just say 10 of that, 10 of the Goldbergs.
Yep.
Mean Girls. Mm-hmm. Then not even including the Ladies' Man movies.
Almost leads you to go, what are you doing in Pottstown, Tim Meadows?
That's exactly where I'm going.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Tim Meadows got a side piece in Pottstown?
No, Tim Meadows went through a messy divorce.
Oh, I bet he did. I bet he did, dude.
Yeah, messy divorce.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, he may have gotten 10 seasons of the Goldbergs, but she got 5.
I'm happy you didn't flub that.
Yeah.
Because I saw you looking in your back pocket for it a second before you opened your mouth.
Right. I didn't have anything. I just was hoping something would happen. So
they had to change it to the Copperbergs.
They had to cut down the metal.
The whole fucking show took a hit. You know what I mean?
By season 6, it's Nickelbergs.
Yeah, she was the meanest girl, Kunal.
The L stands for Saturday Night Loss.
Yes. I was trying to get one for SNL.
Yeah, I got you.
Ladies' man. Yeah.
Come on, it's been a few weeks since we've done the pod. You know we sharp.
I'm backed up.
Yeah. So,
ladies, man, that bit, that'll bite you in the ass.
That will.
My dad always told me, be careful.
I can't even imagine if they were playing like sketches in the divorce.
Yeah. Oh God, the ladies' man sketches as
it was like, listen, like Your Honor. We'd like to bring in a Exhibit A.
Yeah. This man was constantly cheating on me, sir.
This is Tim Meadows, a.k.a. Leon Phelps.
I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Leon, would you please?
Yeah, obviously, he has a drinking problem. He's talking about drinking all this Hennessy.
He brings in all the actresses from the sketches.
Yeah.
She brings in all the actresses from the sketches. The lawyers will do that, man. They're ruthless.
They're ruthless. So this man clearly taking a huge beating in this divorce ends up in Pottstown.
I'd hate to be Tina Fey getting those late night calls. Tina, I need help.
let's
write the sequel, bitch.
Let's do a reboot.
Yeah. Maybe we do my origin story. I was remember he's like, I didn't leave Compton for this shit.
Yeah.
What about me in Compton?
Yeah, meaner girls.
I mean, Mean Girls is sick.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
And Tim Meadows is great in it.
Right. But like, what if it was other stuff? Like, it's like, bring back. How about 45 Rock?
Lorne, I think you need some new old blood.
Yeah. So,
Keenan's leaving. You need a black man.
Here we go.
I can put on weight.
Let's just do this. So, I'll pretend to play Keenan.
Ladies' Man would be a funny sketch nowadays in 2023. Like, it was already, back then it was over the top and, the way he treated women.
I think that
if
they rewrote it and brought it back, it'd be very funny.
What if it was like the woke Ladies' Man?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You asked for consent. Yeah,
or he's teaching like Fuckboy 101.
Right. He has to spell consent and he can't do it.
His hand just won't commit to it. He's shaking.
Right. So that's why he's in Pottstown.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, no matter, let's say the guy's walking away.
This is dropping this week, right?
Yeah.
I'll be in Pottstown this Friday.
There we go.
Co-headlining with Chris Roach for St. Paddy's Day.
Yes.
Irish Behemoth tour.
Yeah.
I'm not divorced, but I'm still broke.
Yeah.
So please come out. I might have some posters with me. Come out, say hello, say you listen to the podcast. Thanks.
Sure. Right.
Just figured I'd get that plug in while the getting was good.
Yeah, do it while you can.
Yeah, man.
So, that's why he's there.
Right.
And let's get to his stand-up.
And also, I make that joke. I hope to be doing stand-up on the road to 450 people when I'm hit. You know what I mean? Like, of course. Kidding.
Right.
Mad respect for the guy.
Yeah, listen, it's nothing but I'm saying...
Unless you tell me that his stand-up is pure trash right now, in which case I'll have to eat my words a little bit.
I'm going to be honest. Considering this guy has no business being a good stand-up comedian... You see what I'm saying? Because he's like,
I don't know what his roots are, but I assume improv.
TV show, SNL. It's not like he was out here running sets.
Right, he ain't been running sets for the last 25 years.
Yeah, like it's not like he's honing the craft as hard as like, you know? It's not like, oh man, you should see at the Comedy Store, Tim Meadows is up, you know?
Yeah.
It's none of that stuff, but he's actually pretty good.
I bet.
Considering. Pretty good. So I was watching a few minutes of it, and I know, right? I was watching a few minutes of it, and I go, all right, cool. This guy, he's capable of doing the job.
I bet you did the same thing that I do when I'm with somebody like that. Sometimes you open for a bigger comedian, not necessarily like your hero.
I rarely do.
True.
No one.
It's because you're a killer, and a lot of times you don't want to put a killer in front of someone who's famous and maybe isn't as sharp as they once were.
I've done.
Don't. Just let that live, all right? That's a fact.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
do appreciate it. Yeah.
You still a bitch, don't worry. Fuck, where was I? What was I going with that?
I don't know.
Now?
Maybe if you didn't have a stupid brain.
I had to get that a stupid brain?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You could hold two pieces of information in your head as opposed to just one.
The doctor says you have stupid brain. No!
You've got a case of dumb head.
Trying to think now.
Yeah.
All right. That's gone. Whatever.
Anyway, so we went to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
There
we were.
Yeah, we went to Pittsburgh. And, man, Bottle Rocket Comedy is the name of the venue. Phenomenal.
Is that also the production team?
It's the production team.
I didn't know they opened a venue. That's great.
They have a venue, yeah.
Good for them.
They have a venue. It's like it's a rock club. Dude, you would have loved this whole set. Like, this place, we're talking second floor. It's a bar in the back. There's a bar in the back of the venue. Giant rectangular space. They could seat up to like 100 people up front, and then maybe like 30 around the bar if people want that. And then after the shows, there was a dance. Like it became like a dance club, and they just said we're playing music from 2008 to 2013. It was and like the most hipster punk chicks coming in there to vibe out and just have a good time, smoke machine, music that's like top 40-esque, but you're old enough where you can enjoy it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the top 40.
You're old enough where, like, I don't care if I look dumb bopping around to this. Yeah. And I don't care if someone sees me enjoying this song.
There's so much smoke out of the smoke machine, no one will see you.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that.
It's like...
I want someone to see me.
Yeah.
That's all I really want is to be seen, you know?
We all want to be seen. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like...
I've always said that about Pittsburgh, and it's not... It comes off not great, but I've always said Pittsburgh is filled with so many weirdo white people that still have that East Coast like toughness.
Yes.
That's certainly my scene.
100%.
You just keep talking. I'm gonna let your dog into the bedroom.
100%. Yeah.
You don't think she's doing
no,
in there, right?
Just no.
Should I not even look?
No, just open
I'll
the door.
poke my head in real quick.
Ask her if she needs help. So yeah, we're in Pittsburgh. And that's exactly the right way to describe it. It's got like that East Coast roughness to it, but it's also at the same time very like hip and cool and like
and I know it's not Midwest, but it's close. You know what I mean? Like it's the East Coast toughness with politeness.
I consider it the gateway to the Midwest.
I thought you were about to say the gay Midwest.
No,
you're about to get fought next time you're in Pittsburgh, dog.
No, dude. I love Pittsburgh so much as a city. It's a dope city.
There's a couple cities, not that we've been to them a ton,
right.
but there's a few cities like Cleveland and Pittsburgh that have always been very cool to us and great comedy towns, great audiences.
So we did Bottle Rocket 2 shows. You know what's really crazy? They have an Airbnb across the street that you could stay in.
Isn't it wild how some fucking comedy production teams run way better and consistently better than clubs?
Yeah.
Certain clubs. Not going to name names. But like,
fucking who gives a shit? Fuck all these places.
Fuck all these people.
Yeah, dude, they suck, man. You know, it's like, you know how many times I'd been to like Greenwich or Broadway and I don't give a shit. Those clubs suck. They're trash clubs. You walk in there and they're garbage.
I wish you had just said the N-word or something.
Drips leaking from the ceiling.
Love to work, you guys.
Yeah, Broadway's mostly trash. I mean, it's a horrendous environment. LOL's the worst club in New York City.
Well, I'll shit on LOL. Yeah, fuck that place.
Yeah, I've wasted too many times going to that place.
Yeah, you don't go there, though. You haven't gone there in a long time.
It's been,
and I always say,
yeah,
we were in, I'll tell a specific story. Me and you, our last run, we were in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
We were at a place called Planet of the Tapes.
Great venue.
Great fucking venue.
Yeah.
We were there on a Sunday, though, and they had, I forget who it was, but they had like a decent, drawing headliner there Friday, Saturday. So our show was pretty quiet,
Nick
audience-wise. Was it Nick Griffin?
It was.
Was he? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I only saw, like, I'm happy then because he must have sold tickets, and I love Nick.
Yeah.
All right, good.
It was Nick Griffin. I just remember that weekend really well.
Shout out Nick Griffin.
And then Monday, Sean Patton came through.
Right.
Yeah, and I hung out with him.
So we were wedged between that.
We were wedged between some real serious. We were wedged between people who moved tickets.
And then it was us, like, out of towners, where it's like, we promise we'll put on a good show, get some people in there.
And we couldn't move tickets.
I think there was like 7 or 8 people in the crowd.
Yes, yeah. But the guy gave us the door.
They were very cool about it.
Well, I mean, I think working from the situation that Monday they were making money and Friday, Saturday
easy
they made
to be
money,
nice on a Sunday.
It was easy to be nice on a
Well,
Sunday.
they made me rewind all the VHS tapes while you were on stage.
You're mopping the floor. You're in the back doing dishes. It's paper plates. I want them clean. I don't know how to do this.
Can I get you guys anything? Weren't you just on stage?
Yeah.
Do you want anything or not?
Just fill out the paper, please.
Yeah. Gratuity's not included, by the way.
Yeah.
But I said you handled that small crowd so amazingly that for 40 minutes, I don't like this episode. I'm blowing too much smoke up your ass.
Buddy, there's nothing. Look at where we're at.
But you handled yourself so well, and all those skills, granted, were because you did work LOL for a while.
Yeah.
And that's a late night, rowdy room, tourists, people who have been tricked.
Yeah.
So it has its place, but also that's a shit club. Everybody knows.
And it's just like, I don't, it's not a skill set that I think you need to, it's a skill set it's good to have. But it's not necessary in the long run.
Yeah, and there are other ways to learn it.
Yeah.
You could just give yourself, you don't have to.
I didn't need to put that much time. You know what I mean? It's like learning how to fight in prison when you don't have a jail sentence to do.
Right.
You're like, well, I'm going to stay here a couple weeks. It's like, who are you?
It's like training in MMA and then finding out, like, no, you're just participating in a children's, like, karate tournament. It's like, oh, well, I'm about to fuck people up right now.
It's an unnecessary skill, dude. So it was like, but yeah, you don't. But that kind of environment, the club, that place, Bottle Rocket, really well run.
You like being surrounded by weird white people.
I do.
Because you stand out a little bit, but you fit in real well, you know? Yeah.
These are my people, dude. These are my people. These other weird white folks are weird white folk.
Our dozens of Indian listeners just fucking turned it off.
No. Also, those Indian people that are outcasts as well,
right,
and not caste system casting.
Good saving.
Yeah,
good save.
But outcast. Like, this is the people I like. If you've never fit in, you're my people.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're the kind of guy that just like you find everything that people are doing that's mainstream wrong in some which way. Then you're like, I don't like this.
Weirdos with confidence, though.
Yeah.
Not these, like...
I don't even... Listen, if you're...
Timid weirdos.
If you're timid and weird and nebbish, fine.
Nebbish, that's good.
You can chill at the table. Just don't pipe up.
Yeah. If you pipe up, you might,
Yeah, then shut the fuck up then. I don't need that.
But you know what? Pipe up, catch your beating, and eventually maybe you'll be the guy where it's like, oh, fucking...
Right.
We can listen to Tommy.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But so...
Victoria's still weird as shit. Tommy Kulo. You a bitch, Victoria. Weird bitch.
This becomes just the most passive-aggressive and aggressive podcast.
I wonder if I got Victoria from Vegas.
Listen here, Greenwich, suck my dick. Like I'm just like naming clubs.
Well, it's nice to just tell nobody, a fictional character, suck my dick, Victoria.
Yeah, of course. But so we went to Cleveland and we did Hilarities.
How cold was it?
It was not that bad.
Oh, okay, good.
Not that bad. But I got to say, if we're going to talk about clubs, you know how clubs that don't do it right?
Yeah.
Hilarities is a club that, good God, does it right.
I've heard only good things. I've never been.
It's such an insane venue.
I drove by. I dropped you off there.
Yes.
One time.
I did
It's like a theater practically, right?
Yeah, it definitely has that. It's like, it feels very theater-esque.
Right.
You know, in terms of like its setup. Like it's got comedy club setup, tables up front. But then they've got like a second deck and they can fit 400 people. And there's a lot of good seating, a lot of good space, not a bad seat in the house. The acoustics are stellar. Man, the entire...
Who was the host? Who opened? A local guy?
Local guy.
You didn't get our boy in?
No. No, I didn't. This is a Lingon show. I can't make those kinds of...
Oh my God. I forgot about that. We can't risk that.
Yeah.
We can't risk a Lingon.
No. I can't. I don't want to deal with a conversation about that situation.
Right,
I've already made so many mistakes when I had a guy Remember when we were on tour and we had that Indian dude open up for?
Oh my God! If I knew his name, I'd fucking say it.
Yeah,
I'd throw him under the bus.
I don't remember him either, but he went way. Like, this is the thing. I don't mind you bomb.
Let's just because we know the story. I just want a very short version of it. We were in Winston-Salem at a brewery.
Right.
What was the brewery? We should give them a shout out because they were dope.
I don't remember the name.
Go check our old tour posters. We were at this brewery in Winston-Salem, kind of a last minute setup on this tour. Wound up being one of the best shows on the tour.
It worked out because you found breweries.
Yes.
And then this is what makes Dennis and I work well in many ways. You found a bunch of places that we could call, and you're like, this place has nothing going on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And so then now it just felt like, let me just reach out.
I was like, here's 4 spots that all could technically work, but this is our mark.
Yes.
Hit them up first.
And I call them up, and you know me, I'm a salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not afraid to, I can be a little like, great, we'll be there. How much are we getting? I don't know. We'll be there. You know?
Right, all right. I'm going, how much are we getting? What are we doing? What's happening here? So the rate wasn't the best, but the guy's like, listen, a lot of people make good money on posters and whatever you're selling, pass around a tip bucket. And we did great. You know,
we did great. It was a great
Thursday,
night.
It made like $500.
Booked a great local host.
Yeah.
Forget her name as well, but now she's a New York City comic. Best of luck to her.
Yeah.
But we got hit up. You got hit up.
She's mad Irish.
Yeah, I know. I forget her name.
I want to say it's
I think it's Siobhan something.
It was like Siobhan, right?
Siobhan, yeah.
Yeah.
Siobhan
Something. She was great.
Yeah. But then we got hit up. So that's our show, host, feature, headliner.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we got hit up by a local guy.
Yeah.
He said he wrote for The Onion, right?
I guess.
I think that was his credit.
I
wrote
think
for The Onion.
I mean, he certainly made me cry. He did he cut onions.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah.
I remember I wrote for because I was like, oh, that's fucking impressive. This guy, I had the thought, Kunal, legit had the thought where I was like, I hope this guy doesn't like bury me in 10 minutes.
Really?
You always get that. You never know. You know what I mean?
Man, I fucked up here.
Uh-huh.
Because I should have, because you said, did you watch a clip? Did you watch anything of his material? You would ask me.
Yeah, I did.
And I said, nah, I didn't.
You said no, yeah.
I was like, what's, you know what I mean?
But
and
I could have spoken up.
It was and it was kind of fucked up because I literally went, Indian dude, give him a chance.
Also, I think he only wanted like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted.
Right.
So he told us.
But that's not all he took.
That's not all he wanted.
Yeah.
He wanted more.
Yeah, and he took.
He took until there was nothing left to take.
Dude, he was supposed to do 5 minutes, and it's like, cool, man. Do your 5, in and out.
He's bombing for 5.
Yeah, full on.
He's full on bombing for 5.
And it's like, in a situation like this, it's just like, man, what do you want? Like, now I feel awful about the whole situation.
You feel bad, but I think I even went over, I was like, don't even worry about this. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm lighting him right now. Like, don't even worry about it. I'll go up. This fucking guy
Yeah.
goes for like 12 minutes.
Yeah, he did.
And I'm lighting him like a motherfucker in the back.
Dude, it was.
At first you do the subtle light.
100%.
Then you turn your light all the way up.
First you do front facing of the phone.
Yes.
Then you do backlight.
Yes.
Then
you do backlight.
That's the real, hey, get the fuck off stage.
And then I borrod somebody else's phone. I was practically doing fucking glow sticks back there trying to get this guy off.
You were trying to land a plane that was on fire. You know how it's like, you don't need to, man.
Yeah.
So
now I'm triggered because we're talking about planes on fire. This guy's up there bombing.
Yeah.
I'm in a world of hurt. PTSD.
Absolutely.
Charlie's in the bush. Charlie's in the bush.
Sure.
He finally gets off,
Yeah.
and I go on.
Yeah.
And
you had to basically when you got on stage, there was such a hole they could only see you from like waist
Yes.
up. Dude. You had to,
It was like
to work your way out of this.
You ever see or hear about someone who falls into like a corn silo?
Yeah.
You know what a corn silo is, right? Corn kernels.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. People die. Dozens of people die every year, apparently.
I did not know this was a thing.
Yeah, because you play on the corn silo, but then you fall in. And when you're on top, it's all fun and games.
Sure.
But if you even get down to like your ankle, all of a sudden you have like hundreds of pounds of pressure on you. And people just get stuck, and it's like quicksand. And the more they move,
they stress. The more they fall underneath.
The more they stress, the more they move. The more they move, the further they get.
Yeah.
And they got to like pull this person out. But if they get down to like their chest, there's hundreds of it's hard to breathe. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I did not know.
That's what it felt like when I walked up there. Yeah. Like this guy had this dude had thrown me into a corn silo.
Sucked the air out of the room entirely.
Yeah, man. His last bit was like something about like shooting cats.
I think it was about shooting cats or fucking cats.
Shooting cats or fucking cats. It's bad, whatever it was.
It was a rough situation. And I felt so bad to put you to have to follow that.
I went from telling you like no big deal, don't worry about it, we'll joke, to like giving you looks like that's your fucking boy, that's your guy. Yeah, I don't know this dude, that's your man's.
It's like, dude, I thought you like weirdos. This guy is just not. This doesn't qualify, dude. This doesn't qualify. This is no.
I like weirdos too, but you got to draw a line, all right? You draw lines or you fall.
I gave this dude the benefit of the doubt, and I'll fully admit because he was Indian, and I fucked up.
Nepotism? Is that nepotism
That's
or is
not
that
nepotism.
something else?
We're not related.
Did you check?
That makes.
Did you?
I like how my racism is met with your racism.
Tit for tat, baby.
Yeah,
what
right?
it is.
So it was fine, man. It fucking sucked, but the show went well because everyone at the end of the show was like stoked.
Yeah, it was one of those things where if anything, it just made us look better.
Oh yeah,
and people were like Siobhan looked great.
Yes,
we look great, and people were like that one guy though was a little, I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, but when it's 5 to 10 minutes,
but it's nice to every once in a while.
It's forgivable.
Yeah, it's 5 to 12. I mean, 12 is really pushing it.
Now, if I spoke to this guy tomorrow,
you'd immediately be like, what the fuck was that all about?
I have no semblance of like emotional control whatsoever.
You want to be cool and shit, but once you see it, you're just like, you fucking moron. What's the matter with you?
You know what you did was wrong.
Show me the story you wrote for The Onion. Because I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I'm peeling. I have a knife with an apple.
I show up and like, it's bad when he starts cutting fruit and veg, man.
Not good. It's
not a good sign.
Yeah. As a watermelon, I'm gutting it.
It was nice though to have an excuse where after I got off stage and you're on, I get a beer, my ritual, I'm hanging out, and he like sidles up next to me.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey man, sorry if I went a little long up there," and I was just like, "Yeah man, you did 12. You were supposed to do 5."
Yeah.
Like it's nice to. I didn't like call him an asshole or go off on him. But it's nice to be.
You love that.
Yeah. If it's justified, I'm not going to do it out of nowhere.
I know. I don't do it if it's. I do it if it's unjustified.
Yeah. You do. Yeah.
But there's one time we were. This was.
Oh God.
Years ago.
I don't know what this story is.
We're in Chicago, I believe, and
no, this was in Columbus or Cincinnati.
No, I don't think you think.
Never mind. Something else I'm thinking.
It's a different story. It's funny because I'm generally the uncouth one, but in this situation, Dennis comes in
once in a while. Once in a while. What did I do in Chicago?
Once in a while, you do something so uncouth. Even I have to come in like the reasonable one.
You have to be like, listen, what my friend is trying to say.
Right.
Shit, what did I do in Chicago?
So this is what happened. We're at this show. I believe it's called Wet Cash. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
So there's this... I think, were we both on the show? We were both on the show.
We're both on the show.
And I had, then there's another night where I'm doing this other show called CYSK, and you're doing something else. You're just finding it out, whatever you can do. Because it was both very last minute for me to get CYSK,
yes,
which is a really good show.
Wet Cash, for the record, I can't believe you remember this. Yeah. I had this totally blocked out of my head until you said the phrase Wet Cash.
I know, a drug or something.
Wet Cash, maybe there's 12 people in the audience. It's in a comic book store.
Yes, it is.
That's clutch information. Cool kid, cool guy in town, comic running the show.
100%.
Who did his closer? Lame, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah. I know. I think Asmus was on the show too. Yeah. So we're on and then there's this other dude who shows up, and he was supposed to. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was supposed to. You had messaged him to do his show.
Yes.
And he did not get back to you.
Yes.
Now that to me is something that happens
all the time.
And it's just usually you just let it go.
Yep.
But you had decided to not let it go.
This was before I learned, and I'm still learning it, but I know a lot more of it now, is in this business.
Yeah.
Just, even if it is personal, don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
Even if it is personal,
the greatest bit of advice I've gotten is take none of it personal.
Yeah, take none of it personally.
None of it. So then you go.
But it stings sometimes, Kunal.
Buddy, it was clear it stung.
Yep.
So this guy goes, he ran some show called Blind Leopard or some bullshit. I don't fucking know. And he goes, yeah. And Dennis goes, yeah, I messaged you to do the show. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, you didn't respond. So I messaged you again. And
my skin is crawling right now, even though I still feel like.
So then, and he's just like, well, he's like, yeah, dude, it's just, I don't know, just a little fucked up, I guess, And it's.
I said that or he said that? Okay.
You said that.
I definitely didn't phrase it that way, but I said something basically like, well, I'm annoyed.
Yeah, it's awkward. Mm-hmm. It's a weird circumstance.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm trying to diffuse the tension. But I remember me going, yeah, you know, these things happen. And then I'm looking at you and I see that you've got a good amount of ire. And then I remember, listen, who am I going to be in the car with? This fucking dude.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
This dude who I don't know or you.
Yeah.
And I go, and I look at the guy and I go, I mean, it's still wrong what you did. But
thank you, Kunal. Sticking up for your boy.
But at the same time, these things happen.
You're like, I get it, but we're only in town for a few days. We're New York City comics. This is the second city. You can't give me a little. Yeah. You can't answer.
Listen, it's the second city. You got to give me a first
response.
Tell me no.
Tell me. You got to give me a first response, dog.
Yeah. So
also, just to give full context, and maybe I was a little because we were denied the right to sell posters at this show. Do you remember that?
Which one?
At the comic book show.
Yeah.
We, purely out of etiquette, too. We were like, do you mind if we sell?
We always ask.
We always ask. Because it's crazy to say no.
I ask it when I open for people, too.
Yeah. Well, that is etiquette. But 100%. If you're just working some independent little show with 12 people in the crowd and you're trying to hawk some posters for an extra, hopefully $20.
Hopefully.
And the owner of the store is like, no, I'd rather not because I sell art in this store and that's art. And we were just like, you're a fucking art, you idiot. Like, you suck. You're a fart, dude.
Yeah, dude, you stink.
Just start calling him a virgin.
Yeah, dude,
look at
suck, dude.
Owning a comic book shop. Meanwhile, I love comics, but I just started ragging on him.
I hope that shit burned to the ground. I hope that shit got looted during the pandemic, man.
Fuck that place, man.
Yeah, dude, that's ridiculous.
I think we even came out like, we're from New York. We're on the road for 4 weeks. We're sleeping. We're literally sleeping on floors at the time in Chicago.
Sleeping on floors. And this is the thing. When you leave and come back out of Chicago, you get hit with tolls.
Yeah, that's true.
We were getting banged out with tolls every time we left and came to Chicago.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, this part's definitely our fault. Sure, we were drinking and smoking and eating like fucking maniacs.
Yeah,
it was great.
Good times.
Yeah. Best burger in the world. Au
Cheval. Check it out. Chicago.
Yeah,
South Chicago?
I have no idea. Who cares?
Definitely not.
Worth waiting.
We were in South.
It doesn't matter. It's worth waiting.
It's worth the wait.
Yeah. So, but you were right with what you did. But I do think that in an asshole court right there, you are guilty. Full guilty.
I'm full guilty in asshole court, but I'll say this.
Yeah.
In a way, just happy that I stood up for myself when I felt slighted.
Yeah.
I wish I could pick those situations better.
Of course.
Sometimes I pick on people who are slighting me, and it's really like they're not their fault.
All right.
But, fucking answer my DMs, dude.
Right, it's not that difficult.
Your show has 12 people. It's not. Don't act like you're getting hundreds of requests to be on this show.
Right. Even if you are, I just think that if you run a show, unfortunately, this is the evil that comes with it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's the thing with anything that you do. Like, I just find it reprehensible when a place goes, any place when I'm trying to, it doesn't even, comedy or not comedy related, when I reach out to you and I leave a voicemail, call me back. That's what it fucking boils down. Call me back.
Call me back.
If you run a business, I call you and you don't call me back, I'm best believe I'm calling. There was a business, so I'm trying to, some construction shit, and I call this place. They don't call me back.
Is this about the thing?
Well, yeah, which will,
we don't have to say.
We don't have to get into it. But so with neighbor disputes.
So it's recent. That's all.
Yeah. So then I call them. I leave a voicemail. No response. I call back 3 days later. Somebody picks up, and I go. And I was just, at this point, I've lost all.
You're like, hey, how many messages you got on your voicemail right now?
You know what I went with?
What do you do?
I go, what, do you guys don't like money?
What'd they say?
Like, what do you mean? I go, I don't know. I'm trying to give you business. Seems like you're against
Won't
it.
call me back?
Yeah.
It's because my name?
Yeah.
You racist? You racist piece of shit? Have you seen my comedy? You don't like my jokes?
I've got jokes. I've got
Fuck you. I don't want your business.
No, dude. I was like so irritated. I get very frustrated when I fucking
Dude,
reach
me
out.
too. Yeah. It's, listen, when you're trying to give a business your money.
Right.
And they're not, I've told you this before about myself. Maybe I've mentioned it on the pod, but there's been so many times in my life, a constant thing where I go into like, if I go into like any sort of business that has a counter and I should be in and out in like 3 minutes, if no one addresses me in like the first minute, I walk out. And they'll be like, oh, do you need something? I'll be like, no, I don't. I
was in Miami at an ice cream shop. There's 4 people behind the counter. And I'm literally going, and no one has addressed me.
And you're the only one in the shop?
I mean, they're fulfilling orders. But I don't give a fuck, dude.
Right.
You got 4 people.
Oh, yeah. No.
In person. You're telling me one person can't look up and be like, give me a minute. I'm sorry.
Even that, I'm like, I'll give you 10 now.
I don't care.
Thank you for just,
I'll pull up a chair and sit in front of the couch. I don't give a shit.
Just start talking. So what you busy?
Yeah. I start asking.
That's why I've been busy.
Yeah. How does this thing work? It's nitro ice cream? Explain that to me. So it's like, I don't give a, I'll wait. Just you got to address me as human.
Yeah, you bet. When I walk in, I really expect a, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's a small store.
Right. Of course. Yeah, no, I can't. Bad service is all across the board not acceptable.
Right.
We worked in service stuff. You more than me.
Oh, kills me. Still killing me.
I get it.
My God.
All right. You got anything else to plug? Anything else to push?
Like I said, this Friday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, I will be at Soul Joel's in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, 8 o'clock show, co-headlining with Chris Roach. Mm-hmm. It's the Irish Behemoth Tour. Right. Other than that, follow me on Instagram at dennisrooney7. I got a bunch of shows coming up the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
That if we record next week or in 6 months, something like that, I'll tell you how it went. Yeah. But check out my Instagram because I'll be posting about it. I got gigs the next 3 weeks, so come out.
All right, fair enough. I got just all day KCA, clips every day. You know how that goes. New content always coming through, whether TikTok, Instagram. If you go to alldayKCA.com, got that stuff going too. And if you liked what you saw or listened to, please like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. So if you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
Share the clips. We're walking into DXL, and it shares a big parking lot, and in the parking lot is like an outdoorsman store, something else, and a Stop and Shop way off in the distance.
Right.
Like around another store, but if you go down like a driveway, it opens up into a Stop and Shop parking lot.
Yeah.
Technically, this thing shares space with the Stop and Shop.
Okay.
As I'm walking towards the DXL after parking my car, I see this young black dude pushing a cart from the Stop and Shop, but now, like, he's already like 200 yards away, a crazy distance to be. And I'm like, oh man, is this guy like walking his he doesn't look homeless or anything. It's not like some guy with all his possessions. Some young guy, well dressed. But I'm just like, how far away did this guy park? Having that moment. And he intercepts me as I'm getting to DXL. And he goes, hey, man, can I ask you to do me a weird favor?
Yeah.
And I was happy with this response out of me. I just went, how weird are we talking? Like, what? Maybe.
Right, sure.
And I know what he was doing. He was doing the over ask because it wasn't that crazy of an ask. He says to me, he goes, I got all my shopping cart stuff here, obviously, in the shopping cart, but I'm parked across the street. Like a 4-lane major street in a different parking lot. Yeah. He's like, I really don't want to take the cart across 4 lanes of traffic. Like, could you just watch my cart and I'll go bring my car over here? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I could handle that. You just want me to stand here with your cart. Do anything. That's fine. I can do that.
What if he said, I want you to he takes out money.
I want you to chase me as fast as you can. And if you catch me,
you can do anything you want.
You can plant one on me.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I don't know, it just got me thinking about like strangers asking you for favors, what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do, when you say no. Because I also, I stood there then, and it took like 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
It took a while. Like, to the point where I was like, is there a bomb in this shopping cart? Like,
are you rifling through his shit?
It was I wasn't rifling, but I was looking.
I was browsing.
What's underneath that paper towel? Seltzer. Heavy stuff on the bottom. Smart man.
What flavor seltzer is that?
I think it was plain, which always throws me off. You need a little something.
Yeah, of course. It's gross. It's gross. I'm trying to think about something that people have asked me to do, but one time, I think there was this happened a long time ago. My mom was she was going to get lunch. And this guy needed money for his wife. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like some sort of like weird, and my mom's like, oh, and she's such a sweet lady. Yes. She can't say no, It's like, I need money for, I need like this amount of money, like it's like $150, but I'll pay you back. I can just give you my information or whatever. And my mom,
that's a serious ass. So it's like, okay, does this guy look homeless or does
I don't
he
know.
look,
I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
Right.
Okay.
So my mom, she's like, oh, I left my purse in my desk. And my mom goes to the like her office to and there's like let
me ask maybe a racist question, but only because it kind of pertains because you opened up before and said you only let the guy on with the guest spot unchecked because he was Indian.
Okay.
Was this guy Indian?
I think he was white.
So even more trustworthy.
Yeah.
I can see why she lent the young man the money.
She tried to sell her belongings right then and there. What can I get for these shoes?
I was just curious if he was Indian.
So she goes to her.
How much for these shoes?
Why is she sexual?
That wasn't sexual. That was jive talk.
It was jive.
A little sexual, I guess. All right.
So she goes back to her desk, and like my dad had sprung a surprise at her on The Office.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
And I was like, well, and first of all, that's always made me wonder, like, why would he do that?
Did he do that often?
Sometimes, but it just seems that he was like suspicious.
Sweetie.
Yeah.
I had a feeling you were about to give away money to a stranger. Tell me my gut instinct was wrong.
It is a very bad feeling. That is, I would have preferred you had sex with him to give away your hard-earned money that I control.
Maybe then he give you something, like a son I can love.
Instead, you've given me two losers.
I love how your dad, in our impression, only speaks in crescendo.
Yeah.
Every sentence starts like this, and then it winds up in anger, fury, rage.
So he shows up, and the guy, I guess, can see my mom from the window.
Oh man, I'm anxious, legit.
And my dad used to wear this trench coat. He looked like a detective.
And nothing else.
My dad's dick pressed firmly against the window.
Wait, your dad would wear a trench coat? He'd look like a detective?
Yeah, because he'd wear a suit.
Right,
he wear
and then on top, did he wear a hat?
Yeah.
Glasses?
Occasionally. No glasses.
Yeah, I mean, a hat, you're going to look detective-ish.
Yeah, right? If you saw the coat, I have the coat.
Right.
And
you have the coat?
Yeah, I still have it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wear it and I look out, standing near the window. I press my dick firmly.
What's with this dick against the front?
You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't want to go downstairs and flash, but we just want to do it for the couple.
Right.
It's not illegal if they look.
One time I was walking into a CYO.
I don't know if that's right.
One time I was walking into a CYO basketball game, age like 13.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the gym's connected to the school, and the school had the lights on in this classroom on the third floor or on the second floor. And I remember just looking up and seeing like 6 kids looking at me, and then they all turned around and shoved their ass up against the glass. And even I at that age was like, that's fun. That's just some good old, like,
good old fashioned fun.
I laughed.
Yeah. So then the guy sees my dad, and it's like, and I guess he assumed that my mom had called the police.
Oh no.
And so the guy ran away.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Probably the best outcome possible.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, because my mom is like such a sweet lady.
Hopefully she didn't tell your dad she was about to give him $150.
She definitely did.
You did?
Yeah. That night was a little rough.
Come on, Mom. What are you doing?
Let me tell you about that, baby. So, all right, cool. I think, we'll throw that in there as well. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to figure out what makes sense, you know?
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out.
I really appreciate the messages. We got a bunch of sweet messages from the people that are the loyal listeners. And, you know, that's really dope, you guys, to like write in and say that. That's really sweet.
We're not going away or anything.
No,
we're just trying to figure out the scope of this and tighten it up a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to make this work.
I mean, I'll still be here. I don't know.
City of Rats.
Just,
who's gonna sing the theme song, motherfucker?
I don't know. I just dub it over and I'm singing.
Oh shit, yeah, right.
I'm singing.
Another lost angel. City of Rats.
All right, we'll check you guys next week. Bye.